Today is a Winner's Monday.
It is a Winner Monday.
It is a Winner's Monday. Think about all the great things that happened over the weekend. The winning, and the more winning. The Knicks going in there and beating Cleveland on the backs of Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, and of course, Julius Randle showed up. And for some reason, everybody wants to get rid of R.J. Barrett all of a sudden.
No, it's not all of a sudden.
Well, I understand that he has his distractors, but I am not going to do that as a Knick fan. I want him to play well. We'll figure out what the deal is when the offseason arrives. He has plenty of more times to be able to insert himself into this series. He had a bad shooting series. Hey, Julius Randle hit a couple early, and then did not have a great shooting day. By the way,
made big plays down the stretch.
He did make the big plays down the stretch. So I don't want to take anything away from it because that's a win. And that's a very important win for them to win game one in Cleveland, and to do it the way they did it was great. So now they got to follow it up and don't lay down. Don't let down. And the thing that I love the most about what the Knicks did on Saturday was the fact that you had Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson, the two newcomers, basically front and center, controlling the game and playing their asses off like the veterans that they are, who are in the midst of their prime. So great pickups by the Knicks as we sit here right now, and I think everybody feels that way about those two players.
You know what the best part of that game was? And clearly those two for sure. Their effort.
Yeah.
They just absolutely outworked Cleveland start to finish. And in parts, I thought, Boomer, in the fourth quarter, they embarrassed Cleveland on their home floor. There was the one sequence. Cleveland came back, took the lead, and the Knicks kind of ran away from them again in the final 3 minutes or so, or whatever it was. But there was one sequence. I think Cleveland was down one, and the Knicks got 3 or 4 offensive rebounds that ended up in a three-point shot or a basket, whatever it was. And that was a microcosm of the game. Like, this team, they were locked, loaded, and ready to go. You give Tom Thibodeau a lot of credit, but you give the players a lot of credit for not only making shots, but completely outworking Cleveland for 48 minutes.
Well, you heard what Jalen Brunson said going into the series. You know, that he was embarrassed, I think, for some reason, for last year's debacle. I won't say debacle down in Dallas, but he learned a lot, and he certainly took whatever he learned and put it out on the basketball court. So it was great to watch. It really was. I mean, that game was it was intense right from the beginning. And here's the thing that I will say for those R.J. Barrett detractors out there, which I am not one of.
I'm not either.
I'm not one of. And I know that, Brandon Tierney here and, a couple other people, get rid of him. God damn, we just won one game, and now all of a sudden you want to get rid of one of the most important players on the team. Now, he may not be 3 or 4, but maybe he's number 5, whatever. But we're in the middle of the freaking playoffs, and he has played a large part to getting the team to the playoffs.
No doubt.
But here's the thing. Here's the one thing that I saw, and I think everybody else saw this, and I know Tom Thibodeau saw this. It was halfway through the first quarter, and there was a loose ball, and the ball was heading towards the Cleveland zone. So it was right around midcourt, and Donovan Mitchell just out-hustled R.J. Barrett, and it was like R.J. Barrett let him have the ball. I don't care about the shooting. I don't care about anything else. What I care about is what you just talked about, and it's called effort.
Yeah.
And you are in the playoffs, son, and it's time to forget that you're from Canada and you're not playing hockey. You're playing basketball, and you're playing for the Knicks. So you better learn, and you better come out, and you better bust your ass on the basketball court, because Tibbs took him out right after that.
And rightly so.
And rightly so. And that's good. I agree with that. And this young man has got to learn that it takes effort all the time. And that's the effort that you saw from the rest of the team. And you definitely saw it from Brunson and Hart and from Randle.
No question. And the other thing, too, about Brunson, and we've talked about him all season long, and rightly so, because he has been awesome. He has got stones of steel down the stretch in that game as Cleveland is making the comeback. I think it was a 7-0 or a 9-0 spurt, I forget. He just put the game in his hands, and he's making shots from all over the place. I don't mean three-pointers. I mean those mid-range jumpers.
Mid-range, fallaway jumpers.
He can get this shot here. I thought was that to me was the game. I know there was still plenty of time left, but man, when he made that shot late in the shot clock and so confidently goes right to the rim, off balance, falling away.
That's what top end point guard's supposed to do.
He's when we said this too all year, he's better than we thought. He's gotten better from that point, too. And I know he missed some time here at the latter stages of the season. He looks as fresh as he looked when the season began. And if he's going to play like that, there's no reason they don't win this series. And then who knows beyond that.
Yeah, as a Knick fan who's been screaming about this for 20 years, we finally have a point guard, and we've been saying that since the beginning of the season.
You know what you have? You finally have a superstar.
We have a leader is what we have.
You have a leader and a superstar who doesn't get the recognition for whatever reason.
Now,
he's as good as anybody.
All right, it's one game, and you know that Cleveland's going to come out, and you know Donovan Mitchell's going to come out,
sure.
and they're going to try to run them out of the gym again. So you got to withstand the initial foray into this whole thing and continue to fight back. This season's it's far from over. There's too many good players on Cleveland. They're very close in terms of who they are as teams. And this is where R.J. Barrett will have a chance. He'll have numerous chances to show that he belongs and shows that he's committed to the effort that everybody else is. So that's why I'm not ready to dump on him yet, and I know everybody else is. And they'll figure it out whether or not they want to keep him in the offseason or whatever the issues are. I just want to focus on the positive, and the positive is they won game one, and that's a good thing, and that's why it was a winner's weekend. Now, yesterday, also, I have to say I was driving back from Lake Placid yesterday, and I figured, okay, I'm going to turn on the Yankee game. I'll listen to the Yankee game, John and Susan, Odyssey app, the whole thing, because I couldn't get 660 too far away, right? I'm turning on, and before I know it, damn game's over.
Yeah, 2 hours and 7 minutes.
I'm not even halfway through the ride home.
Well, when you don't give up any hits and you don't score any runs, it goes pretty quick.
The game is over, and your boy Garrett Cole now is 4-0. He's got a .95 ERA, and it lasted 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was awesome.
They gave up 2 hits.
It was ridiculous.
I know.
And, John was extolling the virtues of Garrett Cole. Said, I've watched him since he's been here. He's been really good since he's been here, but he has not been this good since he has been here. He's gotten better as he has been here, as long as he's been here. And his performance yesterday was brilliant. I don't know how else you would put it. And the fact that he threw, I think, 109 or 107 pitches, exceptionally economical, I would say.
Also in rhythm, and that
yes.
to me is the pitch clock. If you're a pitcher who likes to, and we've seen this with Scherzer, who I know isn't thrilled with the pitch clock. However, with the speed he likes to throw with, I think it works. It will work for him same way it has for Cole.
And the injuries and all this other crap going on. I'm like, enough already. Enough already. Cookie Carrasco, I can't pitch with the pitch clock. Stop! Everybody else
pitched well the other day.
Well, I know, but
he's adjusting to it.
Yeah, adjusting to it. Come on. This whole thing about getting on the mound and throwing the ball is helping everybody. I think it's helping the fans and it's helping the players. Yeah, and there are going to be a couple players that are going to have trouble adjusting to it. And knock it off. You've been around. You've gone through this whole thing with spring training. You know what's going on. And most pitching coaches will tell you, let's get in a rhythm. Let's get going. And that's what this is affording a lot of these top-end pitchers. So, with the Mets injuries and also the crap. All right, sorry.
They just swept the series, though.
Let me get back to winner's weekend. All right, stop distracting me.
But no, you've distracted me. I already crossed off 3 things we were going to get to later.
Right, Pete Alonso's home run to tie the game yesterday
was a moon. I couldn't believe they said only 430 feet.
That thing hit up 100 feet high.
I know it did.
And they were crappy stadium.
They were about to lose that game. Lindor hits a rocket right at the second baseman, and then here comes Alonso with the home run. And for them to, you know what? It's a bad team in Oakland, but they did what they had to do. They win all 3 games. All of a sudden, they're 4 games over 500, and things look good. Now they go to L.A. this week.
I know. Let me ask you this question.
Back to winner's weekend.
Winner's weekend. Pete Alonso, 70 home runs?
I mean,
he is on fire.
Is he going to hit 70 home runs? Probably not. Could he hit 60? Hell yeah, he could. And
okay.
You always point out, too, contract year.
It is a contract year, man, and he's playing his ass off. Good for him. Now, the other guy that everybody seems to have in their crosshairs right now is Escobar. And I
got Brett Beatty coming.
I know. I understand that. I totally get it. I get it, folks. I get you're upset. You're disgusted. He had many opportunities yesterday to come through big. The one thing I will say about him, as he is struggling at the plate, he is playing a flawless third base.
You said something last week that resonated with me because I've said this too many times.
It's good to know that I've actually said something that resonated with you.
A lot of things, but this in particular, because I've had this take too. Why do we not value defense at all?
Especially at third base.
It's really all about and it's funny because if you think about Hall of Fame, All-Star game, the way fans perceive players, it's as if the defense doesn't matter a little. Like you can be a butcher at a position, but if you bat .320, hit 35 home runs, knock in 100 runs, and score 100 runs, you're an all-star.
You go on the Mets Twitter community thing. I mean, it's disgusting, some of those people on there, some of the crap that they say. and it just gives you a flavor of what, there's some prevailing thought out there. And I know that he is not hitting. I know that he had ample opportunities yesterday to be the hero, and I could see how frustrated he is slamming his helmet down, the whole thing. But it has not affected his defense. And his defense, like I said, has been flawless. And not everybody's going to be hitting at the same time. And I don't know what they're going to do. But, everybody wants Beatty up here, and I understand that too. But I just don't want people to forget just how valuable he is over there making plays. And I mean, he's got a gun for an arm. He made a couple plays yesterday that he's so good that it looks so simple. He's got a little Robbie Cano in him where, he can just do something so flawlessly that, we take it for granted that the ball is hit like 95, 100 miles an hour at him.
I do think the problem you have with him offensively is when they're not going well, he sticks out like a sore thumb.
Especially when the bases are loaded and he hits in a double play.
For sure.
I mean,
100%.
I swear to God, I thought Buck was going to go, squeeze. I really did. Yeah. I'm like, why? A guy's struggling, and, Buck's been around for 100 years, and I am second guessing Buck Showalter, and I'm like, what are you doing? Guy's not hitting, so maybe take the bat out of his hand and have him do something else. Now, if he would have tried to bunt and missed, and guy would have been tagged at home, that would have been a whole nother set of circumstances we'd be sitting here talking about.
Another thing he can't do offensively.
Right, and I know that. But they won. They swept the A's. That's what they should have done. The A's are terrible. Oh my God, are they terrible?
It's a bad team. It's a bad baseball team. And the Mets are a good baseball team, as we know, and they get all three. And there's a lot more to get to with the Mets, which we will, of course, next hour or two. But they get all three. The Yankees had a decent weekend for sure.
They split. But they got back on track.
They 100% did.
And
Tampa lost 2 games as well, so the Yankees stay 4 back, whatever. Back to winners weekend, though. To winners weekend. A team that didn't win was your Brooklyn Nets.
And they're not my Nets.
They did not win.
They got smoked.
So this is what's interesting. And this is where effort matters. And I'm not saying they didn't give effort. They did. They shot fit. So the Knicks shoot right around 40% and win on the road because their effort was superior. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Defensively, I thought they were great. You hold Cleveland under 100 points. You let Donovan Mitchell get his. No one else really did a whole hell of a lot on that team offensively. But their effort was why they won. The Nets, I thought their effort was okay, but couldn't rebound the basketball. They shoot 56% and lose because, and this is why I think they've got a chance tonight, though I don't think they can win the series. What they did defensively was attack Joel Embiid, which I thought was the right move.
Oh, they double-teamed him every time he got the ball.
Correct. The problem was live by the 3, die by the 3. The Sixers made 21 of them. And if they're going to make them and James Harden's going to hit 7 of them, then they really have no chance. Yeah. But when you give up as many offensive rebounds as the Nets did the other night, they have no chance of winning these games. So the Sixers win game 1. And the other part of Winners Weekend, which is right up your alley, and you're going to love this.
Okay, go ahead.
You're going to love this.
Go ahead.
In case you didn't stay up to watch last night, a bunch of home teams lost. You know what one of those home teams was?
Milwaukee.
Yeah, but why would you love that?
Well, Giannis got hurt, but what it shows you that, if one of these guys does get hurt, like if an Embiid gets hurt or Giannis gets hurt, then all of a sudden, depending how significant the injury is, things are now become into a state of flux.
However, Paul George is not playing for the Clippers, and what did they do last night?
They won.
And who'd they beat?
You know who they beat.
Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns.
Right.
And I figured you'd be smiling ear to ear that they not only lost game 1, but they lost game 1 at home. And Russell Westbrook is blocking Kevin Durant shots.
It is awesome. It was awesome. The only thing I will say about that is I like Devin Booker.
I know
I like Chris Paul.
I know, but you want to see Durant go down in flames.
I know. I'm not so,
as you do Kyrie Irving, which he did. No, I know, but they're dismissed.
I mean, honestly.
Now you need to get Durant dismissed.
When I was saying Winners Weekend, I wasn't counting the Nets because, really, who is counting the Nets?
I know that.
Nobody's counting the
knock
Nets.
it off. Come on now.
Stop it.
They played well Saturday.
Nobody's paying attention.
They play. You're not paying attention. Check the ratings.
I watched the game.
Wildly successful Saturday.
I watched the game.
You did not watch the Nets and Sixers. I believe that you listened to the Yankees. I believe that you watched the Mets when you got home.
I did.
I believe you found a bar and a TV to watch the Knicks game on Saturday night.
No,
you did not watch the Nets and Sixers.
We did find a bar. We did watch a game. And then the final aspect of, of Winners Weekend was...
you won.
The Wasps winning their 4 straight games up there in Lake Placid. Now, I will say that I think they had us in the wrong division, or they had a couple of the other teams in the wrong division.
Why?
A
'Cause
couple
you-
Long Island teams.
you
Great
crushed them?
guys. Great guys.
So you sandbagged the league.
No, we did not sandbag the league. We put
I know
in
what
our,
teams like you do.
No, time out. We put in our roster. Canadian Hockey Enterprises knows who we are because we always furnish the roster. We furnish it fairly, and then they're the ones that put you in the division that they think that you belong in. And a couple games got out of hand, and you feel bad about that because you don't
Out
ever
of hand,
want that.
how much?
I don't know, like 8-1 and 9-1.
Oh, that's
something
not that
like
big a
that.
deal.
Well, I mean, like you don't want to. You're not up there to embarrass anybody. You're up there to have fun.
Yeah, but 8-1 is not 18-1.
No, but the one I will say, damn goalies on the other team would not let me score. I will tell you that.
On your birthday weekend?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't know it was my birthday weekend, but you would think they would have done something to allow me at least one goal here.
You
or
got
there.
the championship. You know who does know it's your birthday?
Who's that?
Dina in Massapequa Park. Good morning, Dina. How are you?
Hi, good morning, Boomer. How are you? Happy birthday.
Well, thank you, Dina. I hear it's your birthday as well.
That's right. I called you last year. Our birthday was on Easter, and I wanted to call you this year. How are you?
I am fine, Dina. Thank you very much, and happy birthday to you. So
Thank
today,
you.
with the-
Thank you. It's my big one. I'm big 5-0 today.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, listen. Hopefully you have a great day. Today's a big one for me too because I turned 62 today, and I get to pierce
all big.
Social Security if I want. Thanks so much for watching the video.
Please like and subscribe.
And don't forget to hit the bell so you're notified when we're dropping new content.